let them come back in and we'll start.
Are these lines, are we doing the normal, like, are we lining up on the wall, or are we supposed to spread out? What do you want us to do? Where are the cards? Oh, they're up there.
Oh, they are up top. Never mind. They're up top.
Oh.
I thought maybe Paul took them to the other side. I've been junior graphers. This is my first YouTube class.
Really? You think anyone's gonna log in? Is there anybody logged in?
Not yet. Cool. Sweet. So the stars are different colors. Or the white dots have stars that are different colors. Today, just for spreading out purposes, me and Jen will be up front this way, so you guys will face that way. And I guess we'll stay on our stars. We'll kind of rotate and angle the move so that you guys can see as best as possible. Let's go blue stars today. You guys can find a blue star on a white dot, and then you can face the front that way. Just have a seat and stretch for a second, and then we'll get rocking and rolling.
Do it. I know, it is. Okay. It's okay. We're gonna embrace the suck together. Yeah.
Oh, you guys?
Set Monday. Okay. What are we gonna do this summer?
There's nothing to do. We were debating this. Okay, we can get a nanny for the kids. Someone comes take the kids up. Where are they gonna take them?
The zoo, they used to go to now.
Right, but my kids are 13 and 10. Like
Right.
that's
Right.
they're a little beyond 2. Yeah. Well, he is. She was still here.
Yeah, you can just check them off over there.
Okay.
I will protect you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because otherwise they're gonna be home by themselves. Yeah. All day, every day.
Cool. All right, you guys, I'll keep an eye on the computer, see if anybody joins there. But for right now, we'll get started. We're going to normally during the very beginning of class, we do what we call a 10-minute review period. And we go through the moves that we've done most recently. For most people, it's been a couple months. So today we're just going to get warmed up with a few jiu-jitsu type of mobility drills. So some different mobility drills on the ground to get you moving and stuff like that. And then we'll get into the class of the day, class number 2. And I'll explain some stuff to you guys that may not have been here before. It's been a while, and so on and so forth, about how the calendar works, how the card works, how we track attendance, and how you know what's coming up, and all that stuff. And the beautiful thing is today's your first class. The wrist release that we're going to do today is what we normally teach in the 10-minute intro anyway. So it all works out amazing. And then we're good to go. Okay. So the first one we're going to start off real simple. You're going to sit up like this. Put your legs in front of you just like this. And all you're going to do is reach towards your toes, and you're going to do like a real small motion where you rock back and forward. It's not a static hold right now. It's just a rock back and forward. Back and forward. You can point your toes up just like this. In just a second, we'll point our toes forward and do the same thing here. Here, now point your toes down. Same thing, just reach and back. Try to keep your back straight as you reach. If at any point in time your mask get hot, or you're just feeling too, like, hard to breathe or whatever, just let me know. Let your partner know, catch your breath. But it's not going to be that strenuous. It's not going to be that crazy hard, especially since we have masks on, things like that, okay? Go ahead and get your legs wide now, just like this, and just kind of move around to one side and to the other side. One side to the other side. You don't have to be flexible at all to do jiu-jitsu. That's probably the best part. Cool. Come around one side and the other side. Again, just moving a little bit, rocking back and forth, side to side. Mrs. Tiffany's had a bum hip since quarantine started. Well, not since it started, but it's been in pain before it started, and she had surgery. And so my jiu-jitsu partner from then on was down. So grappling dummy, kids, dog, everybody got involved. It's all good. All good. Okay, this next one's gonna be kind of fun. You're gonna point your toes this direction, and you're gonna circle your legs out like this. Here. Circle your legs out. This may feel really weird if you've never done this before, but it's really fun. You go to get your hips up a little bit, so your hips kind of wiggle, and you just circle your legs out this way. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be smooth. If you just move your legs and you feel strange, that's all good. Just circle, move, circle, move. Breathe. Now see if you can go in. This one's a little bit harder. Circle in here and circle in here. Cool. Wonderful. Wonderful. Good. And relax. Go to sit up. This time you're just going to rock back. Just going to stretch back a little bit. And then come back up. You can touch your toes. Rock back. Stretch back a little bit. And then rock back up. Back and forth. Rock back. Stretch back. Come back up. Rock back. Stretch back. Come back up. Just a couple times. Go. Nice. Reach back down. Wonderful. Good, and relax. Now keep your feet on the ground this time. Now all I want you to do is keep your, almost like lift your heels up, walk your toes or the ball of your feet close to your hips, lift your hips as high as you can without your shoulders moving. Just lift them super high up and then set them back down. Walk your feet closer if you can, lift them high up, high as you can, set them back down, and then back up. Now same thing, doesn't have to be fast, it can be slow. Just working on bridging our hips really, really high, and then come back down. Nothing crazy fancy, crazy hard. Good, and relax, you guys can sit up. So all the students that were with us during the quarantine, we set out like daily challenges for things for kids to do and families to do together to keep them engaged and involved. And I told us to we need to have everybody watch Jane Fonda video and do the whole workout. Shut me down now. So anyway, you guys, we're gonna start off today. Class number 2, your standard wrist releases, and it's some track and rolls. That might not make any sense right now, but we'll talk about it and we'll get going. So, you ready?
Sure,
Can I grab you?
absolutely.
So here we go.
You can beat me up. Or you can try to.
Yeah, I can try to. For sure, guys. Okay, so here's what's happening. Me, bad guy, finds a target. And here's the main thing about this one, the wrist grab, is if somebody comes up, grab your wrist, they're not necessarily just gonna stand there like, gotcha. It's more like I'm trying to pull you somewhere, get you somewhere real quick, go to the street, and trying to get you, usually from point A to point B, it may only be like 10, 15, 20 feet, okay? So right away, what she's gonna do is called base. And your base looks just like this. So here's what's happening, you guys. Her first instinct isn't to strike, isn't to hit, but it's to lean back. So I grab her wrist, she leans back. Her back leg is bent enough to where this leg and her upper body is almost in a straight line. So for me, pulling right now, it's like I'm pulling her into the ground. I'm pulling her into the ground. You can use one hand, use two, doesn't matter, you guys. Point here, okay? So in just a little bit, we'll do this part as just a quick drill for each other. But she's gonna set that foot in front. She's gonna lean back at that same angle. Her back knee is pointing out. Her arm is down, and this leg is straight here. It's almost like everything, all the friction is driving down into that foot as I'm pulling her wrist this way here, okay? I have to have this type of balance and stabilization before we get away from the wrist release itself, okay? So everybody go stand up for me, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to say this. Taekwondo habits.
We don't do that over here.
You guys
We
can
try to
face,
kill people over here, like,
you guys can face this way. Point your right foot away at this angle here. Make your leg about 2 shoulders apart and just lean back. Stick your arm out just like this. This is the angle here. So you lean back, arm out. They're pulling you this way here. So switch feet. Same thing. Point your left foot away. And you're leaning back. And your foot foot's gonna be sideways. So my heel and the edge of my foot are driving the ground. My arm is down. And they're pulling me that way. Naturally, you're gonna kind of want to do this. And the problem is if I'm not leaning far enough back and the angle's not good enough, when they pull me eventually, they'll get me off balance, and it's very hard to recover balance once you're off. So, pull me one time. So you'll kind of feel like this, like leaning forward is gonna help you, but really it's not. So making sure your upper body is back and straight here. This is what's gonna help. This way, here. Cool? But you'll naturally kind of want to do this thing. I'm not sure why, but let's do that. It's all good, okay? It's all good. If you have a partner that you want to touch and you want to practice this real fast, just pulling back and forth, you can go for it on 3, 1, 2, 3. Ready to go? If not, you guys keep it. This is what you do on the other side. You go ahead, babe.
Oh, you put me there.
You go back and forth. It's a lot fun.
Okay, I'm fine, I don't care, I'm fine. Okay. Is that okay? All right.
Yes, you guys are okay. Touch each other. Go for it.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Totally cool. Totally cool. Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, yes.
Wait.
You're so sad about those.
I thought it was this for students.
I think I've done
No,
that.
I thought it was this one.
All good, guys. And time, relax. You guys can just have a seat where you're at. All good, all good. Okay, so we're gonna go right now into the wrist release itself. So obviously, if I lose my balance, you don't go. All good. If you have great balance, you're staying here. That's wonderful. But eventually, you want to get away. So here's what it looks like. And we'll talk about it. We'll bring it down. Excellent. Okay. There's an extreme amount of technique in this very simple movement. That's what's gonna happen here. So I'm driving my wrist. She steps back into her base here like this. She shuffles her feet just a little bit forward to keep her base. She goes down a little bit lower. She brings her elbow forward. My wrist can't accommodate the motion, and then she shuffles back. The whole time making sure that she's not crossing her feet, she's not switching her feet, but she's maintaining good balance the whole time. So again, I grab here just like this. She leans back just by the same position we did earlier. When she shuffles forward, she has to make sure she moves her back foot first, and then her front foot here just like this. She's still leaning back, but she has to come forward to get this elbow free here, just like this. And then she shuffles away. What's happening is my wrist can't accommodate this motion as she goes under. If you feel like you're still stuck as you go forward, going lower is always going to help you. It's like connecting your whole body to your arm instead of just pulling it away like this. The most common mistake for sure, as soon as they grab, it's just going to be trying to go from here. Yeah, just trying to get your elbow free. Now, in reality, if this person's not super strong and she does that, you might get free. There's a maybe there, but you don't want to risk that in the sense of somebody trying to pull your weight. And we're always going to assume the person's bigger, stronger, and heavier than you guys. So here like this, she shuffles forward, brings your elbow in, and disengage. Put a bad guy in this one. Whoever's pulling or holding, don't really hurt your partner's wrist and grab it. If your partner says, hey, can you grab me harder? You can, and just talk to your partner. Say, hey, we're not fighting to learn, we're learning to fight safely, okay? So help each other out on this, talk to each other, give each other feedback. What does it feel like? Can you hold it this angle? Can you do this? As far as grabbing the other wrist goes, I've been grabbing that wrist, now I'm going across the body here. What she would naturally do right away is she would want to switch her feet to make sure that same side arm is in front. She would do the same shuffle forward. She would bring her elbow forward and up. Same move, exact same move, works perfect. Now, the difference on this one is there's a chance that her hand might go towards my fingers this way. And if she does, my hand's not going to release the same way. So it has to go towards the thumb, so she shuffles in. Elbow forward, yes. So good. So it's definitely a pry as opposed to a pull. It's not a pull, it's a pry. And you disengage. Anything I'm missing on this?
When you shuffle in, make sure you shuffle to the outside of their leg. This side to be on the outside. But if you're on the inside, you become very trippable and he can throw you on the ground.
For sure.
So you always want this foot to be on the outside of their leg.
Yeah, excellent. And if it was the other arm, same thing. A little different. So I pull this way, still on the outside, just different direction. Cool. And if you're not sure if you had it on the right side or not, have your partner pull you and start tripping. If it works, I'm kidding. Maybe that's not the best way. But anyway, final questions for me on this one. Standard wrist release 101. Cool. If I did it by myself, it looked like this. Cool. Pick your partner on 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Tragedy.
Amazing. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Love it. Beautiful. Escape.
No, that was okay.
I like the
No, I did the. I thought you were like.
little too perfect on there. No, well, that's not fair. You know that one.
So why are here?
Yeah.
Well, don't let go. I mean,
It's about leverage.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good. Better.
Yeah, if we were on this side, I could do it.
Let's see if the air ready to go. Shuffle.
Go down lower. You're gonna try to-
Right.
Going forward, touch it.
Or is that the,
Yeah,
yeah,
it looks
that's,
like this.
and then
one,
this,
and
that's the other one.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent.
It's so much easier to learn.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Nice.
Did we say we're good?
Awesome, you guys. Okay, Chris, go ahead and have a seat for me, please. Wonderful, you guys. Wonderful. 2-on-1 this time. New problem. That guy's not serious about his career. He's not grabbing with one hand. He's grabbing with two. He's starting to pull. Some of you guys might think right away this is like a little bit more threatening, a little more dangerous the two-hand yank. The good news is, he's not punching you. Bad news is he's grabbing you, okay? So I'm pulling like this, she has her strong stance just like this. She might be able to do the first one, where she just essentially goes here. It still might work. There's enough leverage there. Your technique is good. You practice it a lot. You feel comfortable with it. You can still make it work, but we don't want to rely on that, okay? And some of you might be thinking like, oh, it didn't work with one hand, so I'm going to start to punch him. And as soon as you start to punch, you guys, as soon as you start to punch, she winds up for a punch. It allows me to pull her off balance while she punches. The problem is I might only need to take her a few feet. So as soon as I grab and pull, I'm pulling, even with two hands. And so as she tries to punch, she falls off balance and she ends up going wherever it is I'm trying to take her, okay? Especially if they're bigger and stronger, okay? So you can either have good balance and posture, or you can strike. It's very, very hard to have both, okay? So if I can't strike, and I might not be able to get free by itself, here is the solution. Yes, she cheated, okay?
You get two, I get two.
Yes, if I get two, she gets two. Here's how it works.
You'll do the same shuffle as you did before. But before you, as you bend down, you're going to take this arm and go over the top and grab your fist on your wrist, and then go down and do the same leverage
Awesome.
as before.
So good, so good. This one I think by far is easiest to reach in, grab, and you might just want to yank it free, just pull it out like this. And you might be able to, especially if you're partner, you might be able to just yank it free. But again, you don't want to rely on that yank and that power and speed. One thing that sets women apart here, apart from a lot of other martial arts schools and things like that, is it doesn't rely on speed, power, flexibility, and you're not going to hear us say like go harder, go stronger like that all the time because of the technique and leverage. So here we go. I grab it two hands. She shuffles forward. She grabs. She's still prying her elbow. My hands are like becoming folded up here. What's common mistake on this one for sure is when that hand goes underneath. Check this out. I pull, comes under. She pulls it. Now it's going against. Yeah, it gets all jumbled up. If she pulled it down too, go get fingers. It's all jump from there. So don't go under. Go over. And part of making a fist, I think, would just be like a good cup of this hand and just prying, not a pull, but a prying your elbow free and then disengage. If you happen to just like boom in the face, I mean, that's cool.
The bad guy, not
Right,
your
the bad guy, not your partner. I think that's it for this one. So keep the balance, grab in. The shuffling forward is still weird, right? And the reason it works, I think, so well, so she was grabbing me here and I was pulling this way. And I'm resisting. If I give a little to go, she's not going to expect that at all. Now, I have to obviously have my balance as I go forward and all that. And this idea of going forward to get away is very different, but it's also very not expected by them. And the leverage works very, very well. So it works like a win-win. So questions for me on this one? 2 on 1, 2 on 1. Sweet. With your partner. And on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sweet. I guess it's watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
A little easier to turn your fist.
All right, good night, family. Are you gonna watch?
Hold on, okay. Yeah, just come forward.
Oh my gosh.
Still use your leverage.
Yeah, I got it caught in one of the, like, when I looked up one of the ribs that pushed the washer. It's funny, I think I was permanent and now I'm feeling, but.
Yeah, just make sure when you're doing this, you keep your wrist.
Yeah, that was good.
You can check the class East. What's that? You'll have one here for that one. You'll have another check for that class. So you'll have 2 checks here. And 2 checks here. Cool, cool.
I did it one time. Like, also, yeah.
It's less of your shoulder. Yeah.
I'm doing it. Sure.
I wish I could have more of them all the way to the second. I know, right? But technically, like, I don't, it's kind of tough. Which I started this forever ago. I think almost like every right?
I don't know, sure.
I don't know. Summer, you started like now, or was it?
You get a strike on your belt.
In reality.
Or now, and then you actually started reading.
That's why you
So you get out of this.
For 200, it was tipping 9 or a month. It was just tipping 9 and we started getting other people. Like putting our watching videos for a month.
Yeah.
And basically what's gonna happen is you film a video, you do
Then
a
we're gonna-
certain sequence. And
I was
then
trying to
it's
like,
gonna
it's
go
last,
around.
it's like-
And then it's into the
Hey,
next
did you ever,
one.
I ordered pizza, I
No,
ordered
no,
pizza.
no.
They were coming, and then I ordered something else.
And then once you get your
I remember, yeah, I remember I told you that. And
Okay.
once you just
and,
refresh your
they
page,
tried.
all that kind of stuff, just as a thank you.
A big one. Yeah, sure, let's say
And then
yes.
if you just love it,
And she gave me a little resource, so I told you.
Yeah, I needed that girl size, because the last is not fit.
Yeah.
We have a.
But I would need to look at it again. So I had to check, 'cause like.
Anyway,
The thing I ordered,
I don't know what else you're allowed. Yeah.
You guys can grab them as I'm using home.
I don't put that
What
on.
classes you're doing which day. So that way you know ahead of time because everyone knows.
I was like that.
Yeah, see. Right.
Right.
I've had like almost so now it's just like.
And then kind of fast, have a little better idea. What
Yeah.
we can watch all the videos. and practice.
It's like those hands are not nearly as good.
Yeah, but those are just some fancy resources.
Because the material is like.
You guys out. Whatever it is you want. If you guys just want.
I think it's like that. It doesn't
Um,
give.
You'll ask them about the rules.
Yeah, it's not.
You're tired, you want to sit out, you go, it's all good, tired, great, and convenient.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one of
it's
the
not-
grits release or
I
something.
think that's
I
what
was
it is.
just like.
Questions are highly.
Oh,
So you-
I didn't.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're right.
And please, you guys can have a seat real fast, please. Cool, we're gonna go right now to the 2-on-2, 2-on-2. So this time, that guy comes up, he's not grabbing 2 hands on one, he's grabbing 2-on-2 like this. Pulling. And if she get both together at the same time, like she shuffled forward and brought both up, she might get free. There's a chance. And she's like looking him in the eye, and she's like, "You want to do this?" Okay. And she gets free. That's my personal. But I think the hardest part of this whole 2-on together would be the balance, because you have to base really well this way. If you're trying to get free like this and you just fall, it's not good. So here's the solution. Here's what it looks like. Yes, yes, one more time. Okay, so here we go. I'm grabbing 2-on-2 just like this. Both of them are low, by the way. All of the high grips, like if she had her hands up, like, stop, I don't want to fight, and I grab this way, this way, this way. All that's covered in a separate class, just so you guys know. So right now, going here, pulling. She shuffles in. She removes the back arm first, same technique. Then the front arm, and then she disengages. There's also a move called a power slap. That if you've done that class before, you can do it. If not, it's all good. It'll come back around, and we'll smack each other later. Okay? Now, here's what's gonna happen. I grab 2 again. She puts 1 leg in front. It really doesn't matter at this point with 2 legs. She shuffles forward just like this. Here. The back arm, though, in relation to her leg. Her left leg's back, so her left arm's gonna go first. She pivots and twists her hips. Look at this. To keep her balance. If she twists too far, she loses her balance. That's not good. That's why we want to practice the move and things like that. So she pivots the back leg to get the arm free. Then she pivots the other way to get the front arm free. And then she disengages. The whole time she's not switching her feet. She's not crossing her ankles. So she's keeping a nice, strong, wide base the entire time here. Most common mistake I would think on this one for sure. If I'm pulling like this and she starts to get the back one free like this and then just tries to yank the front arm free. It's like she's so close to freedom that she just wants that arm out and to be done and she tries to yank it. The second most common mistake would be using the front arm first. And the only thing that's really wrong with using the front arm first is you finish facing them like this. And then you're like, whoa, and you have to turn and go back, and it's just a little bit more time than you would want to spend twisted up in front of somebody. So the back arm first, and then the front arm. Shuffles forward, back arm, front arm, disengage. Cool. I'm trying to think here,
It's a pivot with your hip, not just your upper body. It's not just twist, it's you want to pivot with your whole hip, just kind of get that little extra momentum to get out and not just use your upper body.
Yeah, and what she's doing there with her foot too, that's kind of a good indicator. Knees are bent, the heel comes up, she's twisting, you find your balance. part of doing this, rotating 1, 2, just making sure you have balance the whole time. You might just try to turn this way and come up tall like this. If your legs are straight, it's going to be very hard to balance. So bend low, twist, twist. Lateral rotation, not much leaning at all in this one. Anything else? Cool. Sweet. With your partner on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ready, go. That's fun. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this. We get to the next one. Ooh.
Good.
Ooh, she's looking for some elbows right there.
Give up on that.
Okay, now you guys gotta go back to this. Move your side to side. Just give it some make your motion. Make her. Yeah.
You're like this.
If you get halfway, you get stuck.
I'm trying to do this for you anyways. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, I did.
It just still works.
It kind of hurts my fingers.
Doesn't it?
Your fingers?
Yeah. It's not enjoyable.
The back end goes towards her. But back- When you're doing the back, I know.
Yeah, you were so man, this is good.
We're in pain.
Wonderful.
When you're in pain.
You're just doing. I'm gonna say it over. Here.
I didn't even move forward. Pulling from that angle is not ideal. So, hey, are you right about that? Hey, let's go. What?
I feel like you're a little strong.
I gotta come.
It's shaking.
Oh, okay. I thought she was grabbing low. That's like that. Oh yeah. Well, that's good. I'm always fun to on.
And
I think that's one of the most realistic.
caffeine.
And especially for little kids. Yeah, little kids doing that. This one,
Right. Yeah.
I'm just having to like feel like get away from me. The one I can't see happening is just why. Who's gonna be like this?
Or like just don't make it happen.
I do see this one. Yeah. Especially when you're talking. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, right. No, I feel like I'm irritating.
All right, you guys start up for seconds.
They don't hurt anymore. Like,
Cool. So let's say during the wrist grab, at some point, maybe she lost her balance, maybe she stepped the wrong way, and they tripped and they threw you down, okay? Or panic sets in, right? They're trying to pull you, and you just kind of flop you around, whatever it may be, or they throw you down. When they throw you down, they jump over. There's many different positions they can end up on top of you. One is what we call the mount position, where their knees are on top just like this. Here, this would be the mount position. The second one would be obviously they're in between your legs like this. We call this the guard position here. We'll cover both of them because the escapes don't work the same. If somebody's in your guard like this as opposed to on top of you, the escapes are completely different. So we'll cover those in high detail when we get to them. But right now, here's the problem. The bad guy jumped on top, he drew you down, and we're in what we call the control and exhaust phase. Before the assault's executed, they get to phase 3, which is control and exhaust. They want to control you, exhaust you. One of the ways they could exhaust you is by doing strikes, some type of punches, open hand, elbows, whatever it may strikes from here, okay? And we'll cover what to do if they do different things like chokes, and grabs, and pins, and things like that. We'll cover many variations because you'll need different techniques for each of them, and one move doesn't work for all. So for the one we're going to talk about right now is the punch variation. Now, if this person doesn't know any jujitsu, and this person on top sits up and starts punching, YouTube and Instagram tell us that these people start flailing their legs, they cover their face a little bit, sometimes they try to strike back a little bit, and the most common thing that they do is they flip over their roll. They turn this way, they roll over, boom, even worse, now they can't see, they get hit, they get choked. It's terrible, you guys.
But we do have a move for that.
Yes, you guys just move for everything. That's probably the best part. But right now, we're going to talk about the punch variation. Punch variation. Here's what it looks like. Then we'll talk about it. Then we'll break it down.
You're supposed to strike, you do all that.
You can stop there. That's cool. You guys, we'll talk about the disengage from the top in a second. Great stuff. You guys can give her 2 claps. Wonderful. So here's what's happening. She's isolating inside of my body. She's lifting her hips using gravity and her strongest leg and hip muscles to simply roll me out. And I'm stuck as it goes. I can't catch myself. I can try. And then she ends up on top, which is awesome. So the starting position is this. One, the bad guy's on top, knees on the ground, hands on the ground. As soon as I lift up like this to punch, she immediately is going up to hug whatever she can. She can use her legs to help get her up, whatever it may be, but she wants to hug here. As soon as she gets here, she's going to push off her feet to pull me down. What this does, it keeps weight on my hands. From here, she takes her arm, she works herself up, just like this. She's going to turn her head whatever direction she's going. She wraps over that arm to trap it tight. She steps over to trap my foot so this side of my body's trapped. She lifts her hips high. She rolls over. I try to catch myself. It doesn't work, you guys. From here, her elbows are out. Her hands are looking over my bicep, tricep area. And I'm trying to punch, trying to punch, trying to punch. And then we'll talk about how to stand up and disengage in just a second. Ooh. There's a lot going on here, but it's almost too simple. Let's go back here with your head that way for this one. And feet this way. Perfect. Cool. Now, in reality, if somebody throws you down and they step over like this on top of the mount, right away, she's already grabbing. She doesn't wait till I get on top of her and says, what are we going to do? And then I'll defend it. Okay? So perfect. So I step over. As soon as I step over, she hugs and grabs right away. She pushes up her feet to pull me down. Her head is very close. If there's any space in here, I might be able to push her face down and elbow and strike from here. But because she's pulling so heavy on her arms, it keeps weight on my arms, which makes it very hard for me to strike her because she's constantly pulling me down and I have to catch myself so my face doesn't hit. From there, she reaches her arms up, works herself up. Because the closer her head is to my chin, the easier. You don't have to be way up close, it's just easier. Then this arm swims from the under to the outside. Watch the wrong direction. Watch how she goes this way. Go back up and go under and around this way. Awkward, right? Doesn't work that way because my hand's still here to catch. Doesn't work. So she goes from the inside out, wraps it in tight. Safety tip. For me, if your hand is like this and they roll over your fingers, it hurts. So do this, just so that way your hand doesn't get crunched. I flip my hand over. I also duck my shoulder a little bit so my shoulder doesn't hit too hard. She steps over to trap my foot. She points that knee out a little bit, and then her other foot comes in super tight. Again, like we did earlier with that warm-up, she's going to lift her hips up really high. And she's not even really trying to roll me to the side that much. It naturally happens because this side is trapped, and she just lifts her hips high and it happens to fall that way. There you go. Also, I miss these. Cool. Can I do it one time? Absolutely. Sweet. I'll put my feet towards you guys a little bit, just for a slightly different angle, maybe. Cool. So as soon as she sits up, if I sit here and try to decide what to do and wait for like 3 punches and then hug, it's never good. I don't want you guys to get punched at all. That's the idea. So as soon as they step over, sit up and hug, push up your feet, pull them down. When you ratchet your hands up, I like to do a palm-to-palm grip like this, no thumbs, as I grab and walk my hands up. It's like a ratchet where I'm just going to ratchet my hands up her back. If they're too big, grab whatever you can, grab shirts, whatever you need to, or an S grip makes it a little bit longer reach when my fingers are locked, like this. You can try all these things with your partner, where I walk my head up. And then once I'm here, I do have to let go of one arm. So I do a big hug to make sure she doesn't go anywhere. This arm swims over from the inside out. Let's tuck this arm in tight. Let's switch a little bit. Perfect. So once I'm here like this, I'm pinching. It's not necessarily grabbing her arm, her shoulder, or back, anything. I was just pinching my elbow in. If she does pull this arm back to punch, I can always grab this tricep, and there's plenty of leverage there to hold. But right now, I'm going to wrap it fast, step over her foot fast. The bar leg goes in the middle. If it happens to get stuck on the other foot, it's not that good. So I want to make sure this leg's in the middle. And then from here, I keep my head closed. I lift my hips high. And she can try to resist to this point, but the move's like already done. And I come over right away, head inside. My arms are out, looking around here. Cool. So if I find myself, it looks like this. I'm going here, I serve and hug, palm to palm. Push out my feet, pull into the ground right here. Ratchet myself up, just like this. Swing over to wrap around tight, continue with elbow like this. Step over, pinch their leg, the other leg comes in the middle. This hugging arm is just gonna stay hugging. I'm gonna lift my hips. If I need to reach with this arm, I can, but I need to make sure I'm holding this arm too. Lift it high. Watch how I go from my shoulder to my knees. That drill alone is like, if you're by yourself, it's a good one to practice, okay? This is almost how like little kids get up, because they like their face in the ground. So you go like this, and you go from here. But if you go like this, it won't work. It's like you try to muscle them over. So lift up, and they'll naturally fall. And you go, oh, this is easy. And just go from your shoulder to your knees, and you just go. Cool. Final questions, thoughts, comments? Awesome. When you pull your partner down, tell your partner to catch themselves. If they don't, their face will hit. And it's a little funny, but not that funny, okay? On your mark, get set, go.
Okay, ready?
I was just sitting like, on my knees.
Now you read this.
Yeah, I'm not believing it. I'm not buying it.
Good. Okay, hold on. Okay, our hand. You can just rest on top or rest on
Right?
Oh,
you guys keep
Oh, I'm not thinking about you.
Relax
Oh, I thought you said Lily. And I was like, what do you do? What now? Oh my God.
I don't let this. Wait, she comes out with a piano underneath. I think you have to break them free.
When I grab
Yeah, that's okay. And then if you have, that hand on your shoulder, I'm not gonna do it.
That was so smart. That was so smart. It's more fun than my when they're pushing it.
Yeah, because then it's not the same substance, but it's like when you're doing substance, like they want to control.
Yeah. I was like, it's all you.
Yes.
She's ready.
Oh, good. Yeah, you're using
Try going the other way.
Okay.
It's always so weird when you have to do it to the other side.
Hey, you changed the mood.
Flip your hand over, Maddie. Maddie, put your hand over. Yeah, there you go. That felt so weird.
Wonderful, wonderful. 3, 2, 1. And time. You guys relax. Have a seat. Sweet. Okay, so new problem, new solution, new move. Here we go. So I threw down. We had the wristband. I threw down, or just tripped or pushed over, whatever it may be. Get up on the ground, okay? And the guy gets up on top just like this. And before you could grab them or hug them, they grab your wrist and they pin them to the ground. This is probably one of the most common, like, terrifying positions for most women in this situation. If you don't know the move, very dominating, very like, just for me, just like this person is like waiting for her to just exhaust herself. And the truth is, if she's trying to like just push her arms free and to just move and wiggle, she might even know the fact that she needs to trap aside and roll. And from here, she's lifting her hips and she's trying to push her arms free. And she's trying to get to the other arm, it's just not working. There's so many things you could do here, and everything's very, very exhausting, very, very frustrating in this sense, okay? So it's very easy at this point, especially to wear yourself out and to get very, very tight. So here's what the move looks like, and then we'll break it down. Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. One more thing here. Elbow, hips gone.
Yes.
And she's out. Very nice. Cool. Check it out. Perfect. This is the one I had my mom over not too long ago. I said, Mom, let's do some jiu-jitsu. I said, what do you want to know? And my mom said, what if the guy gets on top and pins your wrist down? Mom, you're 53 and 50 something and you don't know this? Okay. Anyway, it's all good, you guys. So I pin her wrist like this, the same thing. She just struggled. So here's what's happening. She's lifting her hips, her arms are extending and then wrapping around down south. Go ahead. Boom. Now I have two options for me. You're like, wow, Mr. TJ, this is nice of you to just let go of her. Okay. If my hands do hang on, my face hits the ground, you guys. This is the most notorious move where women go home, they find a brother, husband, sibling, whatever, and they say, hey, pin my wrist down. They're like, okay. Boom, and their face hits the ground, okay? So just tell somebody before you do this to them.
Make eye contact with your partner and make sure they're ready
Yes.
before you start the move.
Yes, yeah, because I can't see her mouth, so make eye contact. So you're like this. So I pin the wrist. Notice when she did the move first, she looked at me and asked me if I was ready. I said, yes, I'm so glad she did that, okay? So I'm pinning her wrist down like this. She's lifting her hips up high, and then she extends her arms out and around. Look how they extend out and around. My hands have to catch myself or my face hits, either way. Then she wraps around for the hug. Once she's at the hug, same thing. She works herself up to the shoulder, just like this. Wraps over the arm, pinches it tight, and my arm's here. Notice I flip my hand over, and I'm trying to like get this arm free, but she's wrapping it very tight. And from here, she traps over the foot. She lifts up very high. She ridges here. Once she's here now, you're good. I'm messing. She hooks over my tricep area here, and I'm trying to punch. Reach for your partner's hair, face, and you realize this person on top, their bone structure is what's allowing them to defend this so easy. I'm exhausting myself. And if the partner at bottom is doing this, just stay here. Chill for a while. Let them do this. If their hand swims on the inside, it gets free. She just swims back, you guys. It's about that easy, okay? So we go here. Now, once she's done doing this, she puts her hand on her hips. Oh, sorry. So sorry. She sits up. She goes for elbow number 1. Boom. Elbow number 2. Hands on the hips. And then feet away. That's me, guys. Might be thinking, wow, jiu-jitsu, the gentle art. Why are we smashing people's faces in with elbows? And here's the good news. Because the move's already done, it's just a matter of me standing up, getting away. And I'm not relying on the strikes to get away. I'm using them as a bonus to disengage, if that makes sense, okay? So it's not like I'm trying to elbow strike them from the bottom. I'm waiting until I've escaped the move, and I use those to help me get away, get out and get to my safe place, whatever that may be. Anything else in this? Sweet. Can I do it one time? Sure, cool. I'm gonna try and do this slow if I can.
That's hard.
Super hard. So some of you guys are thinking here too, and what's happening is her shoulders are right over the top of her wrist. And gravity dictates if I lift my hips up high, she might fall forward, but she might also slide these a little bit here. Okay? They might even start this way, and I'll talk about that in a little bit if they come like this, but don't worry about it for right now. Right now, we're gonna start very common here. Here, so lift my hips up. Now, let's say I'm not gonna lift my hips right now. This is the extension out and around this way. It's almost like I'm gonna hammer fist her in the legs here, like this here. And then right to a hug, okay? So she's pinning my wrist down. I'm gonna lift my hips up really high, bring them around. I have to turn my face to the side too. If I don't, she's gonna slam me in the face with her body. So I turn my head to the side as I lift my hips up, and my arms go around. I stay here for a second, grab on tight, work myself up closer here, then I wrap over the arm and trap it, just like this. Once it's trapped, step over the foot. The far foot, make sure it's free in the middle, and lift high. You can reach with this, pinch this one, lift up high first. Don't just go to the side, I go here. Once again here, my elbows are in, and when she swims in, I swim mine back in. Hold. From here, when I'm ready, sit up. Now, the best way I can describe this elbow to you is it's not this. It's not like a chicken wing slap. It's like I'm trying to scratch my armpit. Like this. Like my palm is towards her. Or sorry, the back of my hand is towards her, and my elbow comes over like this. Here, you guys, okay? Smashing everything in its way. You're going to naturally want to go like this. Here. Which isn't very strong, and if you hit it with your funny bone, they might laugh. So that's a first get at getting you guys, okay? So 1 and then 2. 2 is to the solar plexus stomach area. Hands out on the hips, just like this. Tell your partner 2. Some of the times it's a little bit hard. Hands on the hips, and I just jump my feet up. 1 foot's in front, 1 leg's behind me. What we call base, and I shuffle away. If you decide to kick, punch, whatever after that, it's up to you. Cool.
You want to show them modified get up in case they can't jump up?
Yes. Modified get up, I get here. I did my elbows again, scratching the armpit. Elbow over the top 1, down to the stomach 2, here or here. Hands on the knees. Back foot, front foot. So those are your options in there. As long as you have good balance coming up, that's the ultimate gift, or what you want to do at that point. So, cool. That's it. One time by myself looks like this. Sorry, coming like that. So this is how you can practice at home if you don't have any partners. Lift, turn your head, hands come down. Wrap and hug. Walk yourself up, make sure your head is close. Trap the leg, trap the arm. Lift up high, go from your shoulder to your knees. Block the punches. With this thumbless grip. Block, swim if you need to. Block, sit up. Elbow over the top. Elbow in the middle. Hands out on the hips. Up. Disengage. You'll do it one time, your partner will do it one time. And you'll keep reversing rolls over and over. Talk to your partner, help each other, give each other feedback. Let them know what you feel, think, so on and so forth as you go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Okay, so I let my head forward. Are you ready?
And that's why we say, make sure your partner is ready before you start. Now go.
Ready? How's that for that?
I'm listening and speaking down.
And it's the same, you get back and roll. Wrap the arm. And then side. Other way. Yeah. The way you just did it. Yeah, there you go. More just down.
Great.
I'm ready.
Yep. And then we tap. This foot taps, right?
So now, let's have the back of your arm.
Am I going for the face?
Yeah.
How can I reach that? Okay.
It's going to protect your arm and help you hit the little
And then
Here.
Yeah, you don't hit this leg. Sit firm.
Right. Ow.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Over the top, hands straight down.
Will I hurt you?
Yep.
I mean, you didn't hurt me at all, but I'm gonna hurt you.
You're fine, you're fine. No, you're good, you're good.
All good. Perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
You'll lift
Okay.
up.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you'll lift up and you'll come down with the elbow this way. And then you'll do like.
Ready?
Like when you try to get from
Push.
to. Yeah. Okay, I don't.
And then like, let's make it that you feel the right side on my arm.
Like, you do the elbow
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
Okay.
And then what the heck?
Okay.
It's okay, it's good practice.
I know, you can use it.
Hey.
That's illegal.
It's already in there. Whatever it is. Really, wow, good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Well,
Okay.
if you get this, then I swim.
Yeah. Well, so in this part, keep your weight heavy on me, like lay on, yes, like lay on me, like, yes, I want to stay close to your butt, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And then once it goes out, and then you go and you go. Uh-huh, good, perfect.
I cannot.
You did sound effects too. I told her, I'm like, good.
Beautiful. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
It's just like, well, you got, wait, is it me? Hey, I forgot which one it was.
Super cool, super cool. And freeze. Okay, go relax. You guys can have a seat for a second. Because we get to do more of this stuff right here. Maybe possibly. Cool. So here's the last problem we're going to encounter for today, as far as the track and roll goes. We did the spread hand, or we did the punch block one. Either way. I do this one. She lifts her hips. She goes. Go ahead. I go here. She wraps. She walks up, and then boom. She tries to wrap my arm. And you guys, it was arm day at the gym. There's no way. Okay? Just kidding. Yes, my little arms would collapse every time. But right now, I'm holding here the friction of the ground sometimes. And this really relies on me knowing what she's doing. When I'm trying to catch myself, I'm not planning on her wrapping my arm and pulling it in. That alone is going to help her wrap my arm very, very easily. But given the fact that she has a little bit of a hard time, or she goes a little bit slower, and I realize what she's trying to do, and I go like this. Oh, okay? I'm going to stick my arm out. Now, if that's the case, that move doesn't work, and we have a new one. So until next time, we'll see you guys later. I'm just kidding. I'm really good. So I go here. She's hugging my back. She goes to wrap the arm. Doesn't work. Here's what the move looks like. Don't break it down. Yeah.
We're not taking some of that.
Okay.
I would never message him on the street, okay? 100%. Okay, so what's happening right now is because they're stiffening this arm, the friction, they're like, no, they're against that. That means something else is open. That's just the general case of it, okay? So she's hugging my back. We got to this point. She's trying to wrap the arm. So we'll start here, you guys, from this point. So she's wrapping, it's not working. And what she's going to do is she's going to let go of both arms. She plucks my hand here. Because I'm pushing this way, when she pushes, it unwedges itself. You just untuck the wedging. Now it comes in here, grab the arm, traps the foot here. And same thing, I can't get this arm free. She's controlling my tricep, so I can't pull out. She's holding my wrist, so I can't catch myself. And when she lifts, my other arm's going to try. It's not going to work, you guys. And you're going to do this with your partner, you're like, wow, he was right. He didn't lie to me. It's all good. Trap and roll. Unwedge. Let's do a couple more things here too. So she's on top. I'm hugging the arms. Every little bit of extra like technique and leverage I can get, the better. So I'm trying to wrap this arm. Not working. I come inside. And at this point, if I need to walk my feet like this, like I move my head towards the arm and I walk my feet away from it. That sometimes will get me closer and easier to unpluck this. And what's cool about this is she's gonna naturally want her arm back. Like if she has her hand on the ground and I push away, I start pushing. Instead of pulling, I start pushing. She's like, no, give me that. And then look, it fell right to my trap right here. I'm holding the arm, holding the tricep with like a thumb full grip here. If by her tricep area, and then her wrist here. Super tight, everything tight to my chest. My elbows are in close too, because when I lift my hips and I trap her foot, I want to make sure I'm not rolling over my own elbows. My elbows are in. Now on this one for sure, the person on top, because you've done a few trap and rolls now, have them try to catch themselves a little bit more with this arm. So it forces me to go higher. And the move, if you can do it slow and the move still works, then you can really build some trust in the move, because you know if you can do it slow, then you can do it fast. It's just an intro. If it relies on me doing it fast to work, then it's hard for me to trust that move. And I go here like this, boom, 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 here, and here, disengage. Okay. Awesome. Questions for me on this one? Sweet. We'll go one last time. I'll let you do it this time. This idea of just unwedging and bringing the arm in. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see just in general. So she's hugging my back. She's trying to wrap the arm. Make sure you start with this. Like, feel the fact that like it didn't work. And then she goes to the wrist. She's pushing it up. Boom. And then it comes in. Right now, I'm trying to get my arm free. It's not working. She traps and goes. Traps and goes. Block, block, block. Elbow, elbow. Good to go, you guys. Questions from me?
I just got a speculation, because obviously we're going kind of slow doing this, but once she had your arm wedged, I mean, you just kept your arm straight right here. Like, in real life, if you want to keep that going, because they probably want to start using that arm.
Sure, so you're saying I'm going here, she's trying to hug this. This arm wasn't doing it, right?
Right, if you want to have having yourself up.
Yes. Oh, good question. Come on back.
Like, I guess you want to comment on that.
Sure, no. I'll give you guys, because these are things that's like you do it, and you see it, it just brings up great questions. So I'm going here, I'm trying to wrap this arm. The fact that I'm holding her down right now keeps her weight on her hands very well. When I go here like this, it's not working. As soon as I go here, if she tries to punch now, I can pull a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's not anything crazy to pull from here, but as soon as I let go of her back to start her wedging, at this point she can.
Yeah.
And I go back to this. That's what I have to. I kind of have to like if I need to, but if I can wedge it and bring it here, great. She might think right now about punching me. I'm like, oh shoot, go ahead. It's already gone. So there's times where you kind of just like bite your teeth down and you go.
Yeah.
And then there's times where you like go back to the hug, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But that's a great question, because with your partner, you can play that game of, should I try to make it work now when I'm like doing this? Or do I go back to the hug and reset? Anyway, so yeah, great stuff, you guys, great stuff. Cool. So unplug the wedgie, bring it around, hold it tight, elbows in, track the leg, lift and roll, lift and roll. Your partner's gonna be higher, but that doesn't mean they're less rollable. You still get an arm trap, so I'll get with your partner on 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's them.
No, so I'm doing it, yes, I did. So I'm going to.
So you can start. So hug.
How'd that feel?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't hit this one yet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go back 4 times. So don't plug it all the way. So now you're gonna get inside.
When I go to roll, usually I have this pushed in and then I use this to push, right? But since both hands are engaged, so you're like just, yeah.
And go back to that. I mean, if you're there.
And then this here, until you can't really listen now, and
This arm, and either just going to like kind of limp a little bit and just go for it.
There you go. Elbow, and then you're.
Yeah.
TJ did this with me, and he was trying his hardest,
And I mean, I was, you're like in the air for like a solid 3 seconds. Yeah, just like trying, like you just trying to get over it.
Awesome.
Yes, release it.
Okay.
Ow, my hair.
Don't you whistle me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that guy would.
Yeah, just like we did.
Yeah, so you want to touch my wrist, right? It is 3 times.
Sorry. I don't realize I do it. I think my body was
No, they don't.
Practice this.
There you go.
There it is.
There.
Oh,
I can do it. Ugh.
Yeah.
What is cooking ticket?
I like that. I know. Try this. Once she quits fighting.
Sorry, okay, it's like. Yeah, it's
It's like you're doing this on this side, like if you put both sides to both sides. Now try and roll. It's like I'm using that to move eventually it hurts.
Yeah, that does hurt.
How those feel with that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It does hurt. It's like our bones are like grinding together. Maybe I wonder if it would hurt less if you were in shoes.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, I was like, I'm not
It hurts mostly like right here.
Good stuff. Cool. And freeze.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys relax, have a seat real quick. Awesome. Okay. So trap and rolls, wrist releases. Wrist releases standing up. If I can avoid the fight altogether, great. I go home, get safe, whatever it may be, and you're good to go. Trap and rolls from the bottom. Once I get on top, you might have this inkling like, why don't I just jump on top of them and beat them up? And well, you could, but might be best to just get away. There's also moves that we'll talk about for sure. If you need to like choke somebody or apply submission of some kind, we'll definitely do some of those too. It's interesting that self-defense that's so much involved on the ground, like jiu-jitsu is, the whole premise of women empowered is to not get to the ground. Like if I can get away safely without having to go to the ground, I will. But if it relies on me going to the ground or rolling the motor, whatever it is, then I want to know what to do on the ground in those worst case scenarios. So we'll go from everything from distance management and somebody intruding on my space to someone trying to grab me to someone trying to hurt me on the ground. So all the different phases of what we'll cover during the program, and just gets better and better. Anything else for today? Question on the wrist releases, trap and rolls, anything like that? Awesome. Cool. So if you do practice at home, just be careful. Tell your partner what's going to happen before you do them. Practice on something soft. They are very, very fun. We'll have class number 3 on Tuesday or Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Class number 3 on Thursday, and then we'll just keep going through. And again, if you miss any classes, it's all good. You can do them all in any order. It doesn't matter. And again, you guys have access to the videos online, so you can watch them and review them too there. And I think that's all I have. Anything from you, Lily?
No.
Sweet.
Oh, we're closed. Tuesday we're closed.
Saturday.
Okay, sorry. I was
Saturday and Monday,
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't affect this class, right?
No.
Cool. Sounds good. Awesome. I think that's all. You guys can have a great night. We'll see you later on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you made it.
Where do these videos go?
In the website.